Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Right, today I'm getting on with the K40 Laser bed I've been wanting to make for quite some time. Basically, I want to make a bed that I can raise and lower depending on the thickness of the thing I'm like cutting, engraving, whatever. The laser bed I've decided to make is based entirely off someone else's work. I haven't done any of the designs for this, and I'll leave links to everything that I've used in the description. Well, I say everything, I mean the 3D files, etc. I will leave information and a description on what parts I've used, but I'll leave you guys to find where they come from because there's so many different places to buy it. You might have somewhere a lot cheaper than I can get it. Some of the stuff was ridiculously expensive for what it is, you know. I'm trying very hard to make this one a little bit better than average, just with the software side of things. I want to make it so that it will know where it is in space, let's say. So you type in a number of the thickness of your wood, and then it will find the exact distance that will be calibrated to your laser, so that, you know, you can get the exact. So say I'm using 4mm wood, and normally I'd use 3. I type in 4mm, and it will automatically go down 1 more millimeter, and so it will raise and lower as it needs to. You know, if you're doing a big chunk of wood, it will go right down to the bottom, etc. So that's the plan, that's the idea. I'm going to do as much as I can in this video, and it might go on to a two-parter again, like some of my videos, most of my videos do. But we'll see, it's just all time restraints. I can only do this when I can do this. Okay, so I'll start off with a labelled thing of all the bits I'm going to be using laid out, and we'll just go from there. Okay, let's get on. Right, as you see, I've got 4 of these, but at 11 centimeters, 110 millimeters, and I found it was cheaper to buy a big one and cut it down. But it's up to you. You know, you can buy them the exact right size. But I, to be honest, had these left over from my first ever CNC project from way back when I was doing this all in my own bedroom. Don't get me wrong, I haven't moved that far from my bedroom, but even so, I've got tools now and all sorts, you know. Back then, when I was making this CNC machine, all I had was a drill and screwdrivers. So I have come a long way, but I'm still not quite where I'd like to be with my entire machinist's workshop. But anyway, right, yeah, so I'll cut these down now. Just quickly, it's -2 outside, which to some people is nothing, but I'm not bringing myself out there with all my tools, so I'm going to cut it inside using a Dremel. I would normally use an angle grinder, but yeah, it's just too cold, can't be bothered. If I don't have to, I won't, that's my motto. Okay, let's start constructing this. Let's get it all up and running and working, and then we'll start with the electronics side of things, which will be a challenge for me because I haven't done any Arduino for quite some time. But, you know, a little bit of copying and pasting and dragging from here, there and everywhere should be fine. I'm very good at problem solving, so when it comes to programming, if I don't know it, I can often just amalgamate a couple of other people's projects and make what I want anyway. Right, so I'm going to start doing the bottom section of this, and all of the 3D prints are designed to be press fit. They are quite tight, but they've also got holes in so you can actually drill into it, but to be honest, that ain't going nowhere once it's pushed in properly. So that's going to take a little bit of a pounding to get in there. Okay, I've literally had to mallet it in. Now don't get me wrong, it's probably my fault because of these bits are quite sharp inside. So anyway, I'll connect all these up and I will be back. I just filed the innards and it fitted in perfectly. It's still tight fit. It will still be a bugger to get back out if I needed to, but much better. Right, I'm going to do the next piece now, the top bit. Same thing again, I'm just going to lay the pieces out, make sure they're all in the right order, and go from there. But this time I'm going to this time I'm going to file all the edges first. Right, they're all filed and a little bit less like I've taken an angle grinder to them on a day when I couldn't be bothered. Okay, maybe not. Right. God, it's so much easier to put in when you've actually filed it all properly. Okay, this one doesn't want to go in. There we go. Alright. Oh. I knew I would. I knew I would. God, that came out. Imagine that. As I say, you could screw these in for extra strength, but there really isn't any need. They're so nicely, tightly fitting. Wow, that is an awful, awful cutting job I've done on that. Look at that. Jeez, it's crazy. Oh well. I wasn't in the mood to be cutting with an angle grinder. I shouldn't have been cutting with an angle grinder. There we go. And basically it will go like this. Boop, boop. Happy days. Next bit then I'm going to go on to is setting one of these up. Well, setting them all up with the relevant bits. Right, before I go any further, I'm going to take the bottom set and I'm actually going to drill 2 holes in it to have the little stand that holds the actual stepper motor on. Right, that's the holes drilled, but I completely butchered it, but it'd be very hard to mess this up. But I'll try my hardest, don't worry. Right, the next thing then is I need to attach the stepper motor and the 2 pulleys here. Now, the problem I got is I had a look at these pulleys. I've got 3 of them, so I took one out to have a look. The actual bit in the middle of the bearings is so solid, it's ridiculous. So I'm hoping that the actual belt will just go round them without them having to turn. But we'll see what we have to do. Also, I went looking everywhere for screws to fit this, and I'm going to put this stepper motor on, but I'm not sure if this one works. But until I get it all set up, I can't be bothered to test it. You know what I'm like. So, this just goes up in here like so, and then the 2 bearings. Oh no, yes, that I don't. No, it's this way. Sorry, goes down like that, and then the 2 pulleys go underneath. Right, I'll speed this up obviously for you. Right, okay, so that would go like this now. I'm not going to screw that on yet, but I will do very soon. I will see if I've got another one of these bolts, because these are 2 completely separate bolts. These were stuff from either the laser or my CNC machine, my 3D printer. I'm not sure which one I nicked it from. I had loads of bits left over, you see. Right, I'm not going to stick that there yet. What I want to do next is these bits. Okay, for this I'm going to need 2 of the bearings, the 11mm. Now I'm really worried that cutting these at 11, not 10, is going to be a problem, but we'll talk about that in the future when it's a problem. We're going to need this coggy McDoer and a washer. First things first, you put one of the washers in, which clip in really nicely. Then you put your washer in. I'm going to put it that way around. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulleys. Then you put in 1 of the 2 pulle your coggy McDoer, and then finish it off with another one of them, and then this should be relatively lined up. Because I've cut these myself, they are a bit, how do I put it, rubbish, that's the word. And so plunk it through, and now basically the idea is to get it exactly where you want it, like that. I'm just feeling with my finger to make sure it hasn't come out the bottom, so I want it to be exactly the same length. I say exactly the same, I know what I mean. And then you want to tighten this up. Turn it round. Ooh. Trying to do it so you can see it. Okay, and then that one is on there and it's all securely in place. And that one is in there securely in place now. So, now to do the other 4. Okay, that's all of them done. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the these doers, I know I'm so technical minded, on here, because I know I've caused a bit of an issue with these. No, that's fine. They will fit on. They're not very nice to get on, but when they start getting rolled in, they're fine. Right, okay. So next, I'm going to put the stepper motor on. And that's just a case of a nut and a bolt, just figuring out which one's best. Now I've split down here, which I was a bit afraid I'd do, so I'm going to see if I can find a washer or something to put over the top. There you go, so that should stop it from being able to split again, hopefully. I won't risk it with this one. I will get it going down in there, then I will put a washer on it straight away. Right, that's done as best as I can. This one isn't quite screwed in yet. The misalignment of the holes is insane, so I'll have to re-drill that one out a little bit more, but I can't do that tonight because it's the middle of the night and I don't want to wake anyone. So the next bit I would like to do is fit these screw McJobbers on here. It should be straightforward, theoretically. So that'll be my first port of call. You know when you say something and instantly regret it? The thinnest bolts and nuts I've got on hand are too big to go through the holes. Bugger. Right, okay, I'm going to have to leave it there. I have looked everywhere. I've got no bolts or nuts that will fit that at all. I've got some bolts that will fit, but no nuts, etc. I'll leave that in. So yeah, I've tried. So I've ordered some off the internet, and it's going to be about a week before they get here. And with the way, you know, with COVID and all this sort of rubbish, it may not even be here within a week. So I'm going to have to stop here, and then possibly next week I will finish this project. If not, I'm still working on my bed surround sound system, so I will get on with that. If not, I'm working on both at the moment. I also have the K40 water cooling system. I haven't forgotten about it. I am still working on it in the background, but that's going to take me a little bit of time as well. So hopefully by the time the next video of this comes out, I'll have fixed the alignment of the bolt, the nut and the bolt, and I will have the correct stuff on hand. So in the next episode, hopefully I'll get the rest of that finished, and then we can get some of the coding done, if not all of it, and get it up and running and see if we can get it working, because it's going to be a proper awesome project, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or hints or tips or whatever, maybe a hint like get all the right stuff before you start a video, maybe, Yeah, just get in the comments. Give me a comment. That'd be brilliant. Also, could you like, subscribe, and press the notification bell, because it really does help me out. And slowly we are getting more and more subscribers, which means I can do bigger and bigger projects. Anyway, see you next week.